Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Life of Artist podcast. Today, my guest is a true inspiration for me, and I hope for you as well. She is a person who devoted her life to a medium that we kind of forget about, which is paper, because all we are moving into digital now. So, without further ado, please welcome Xue'er Gao. Life of Artist podcast. So when I was preparing for our interview, I saw your work like could be in any museum in the world, and I think intrigued me. Where is the beginning, and like how did you get inspired, to choose that kind of career path?
Like honestly, like I do the book art and the printmaking is really small category. And even right now, the most common question from the regular friend or somebody never know about major, they ask me, so you are do the copy, you do the printing, what you do?
Yeah.
Like at first I really kind of struggle based on like am I choosing the wrong major what I'm doing right now? But after I go through I didn't have the answer when I in the college. I have this answer when I in my graduate school. I feel book art or printmaking is need to be because that's how human start like split the information
Mm,
before as history book is like expensive, mostly like those important government or some rich people they will have it because
mhm,
the source is expensive. But after paper, which is around like 3,000 year before from China, and after the global start moving around the business, they travel to the northern eastern and or know about the paper and price getting cheaper. So finally, we easy to get the information even and nowadays based on we have the phone we have phone, we have the internet, and that's the reason all the paper media job include magazine book. You can tell in business why they're slowed down really kind of in the bad way.
mm.
And I feel if that will be the thing, who will be the one tell people like what we are doing in our history? So that's the reason right now when I people ask the question about so what's your major do? What's the book art about it? I just tell them like that include everything because like how you print on printmaking we have all different like technique such as a screen printing or like the letter lithography or something like that. But t-shirt the t-shirt use the screen printing. Even we can use a screen printing print kind of any kind of icon by ourselves. Like we use this kind of copy technique, which is print technique for all different products. But people didn't realizing about how important for our life. Like even if you talking about what's the paper become cheaper, it's really close. Only kind of 200 year before. So when like the United States when they just start those like the factory in that moment, that's his first time paper be split and we have the factory to making paper. So for me it's more like that close. When I know about it's that close, I just surprised because I feel nowadays nobody care about oh it's just a copy paper. I can vote in the Target in the really like $5. I just feel like we didn't based on we have too much right now, we didn't appreciate anymore.
Yeah, I think like we don't even read that much of as a newspaper. Like I think the whole
Yeah.
idea of the newspaper is like fading away, and we see
Oh,
more that in the like museums at this point.
yeah,
And I
like
have,
we don't
yeah,
appreciate anymore. That's the reason I think yeah, I at least I know it will be hard. Same as when I know this channel, I feel yeah, somebody need to doing that. I
mhm.
feel the starting point is same.
And I have a question. I think I'm very interested in is like from the idea that your brain creates. How long is the process like ending up like in the museum, or like how long it actually takes you to get there?
Like that's amazing question because I totally doing opposite way. So if you're doing the drawing, you just have the clean empty canvas and you just start it. So you
Okay.
start at a zero to the 100. But after I learning about all different technique, I start have the like I have the imagination. What's this ending? What's this a finished work look like? And I guiding myself to, because I don't know how to go through how to go to the finished piece. So I use all the technique I know it. So it's more like I don't guide myself to go through for what I'm doing, but at the end I want the result look like what I want. So it's totally opposite.
It's sort of wow, that's interesting. Because like when I was looking at your art pieces, I was like, this have to be a long process, right? To achieve this like end thing. That's interesting, like you switch the perspective. That is
Yeah.
very, very unique. Anyway, uh, how do you stay connected with the home country artistic scene while living here in US? And do you think there are any challenges or better opportunities here in the United States?
The most challenge in reality wise is about your identity. Like as the foreigner, you need to have the proper right to live in the United States. That's the reason we need to go through all the visa process or as a student. So for the what you do is more like you need to go through something is not related with art, not related with the friend not supporting you. It's more like a real thing about this country. So that's the most harder point. But as you know, when the good thing about United States, people have the art educate and people really know about the art is a different category. They
Hmm.
become respectful for what you do. So when even they don't understand, they try to ask you then they try to helping you. So people are just friendly about yeah, you do something I cannot do it. So that's the huge difference. But in the same time, the contemporary art right now is really different with the culture art. I know in the culture base, we're talking about why this technique come from, but contemporary art is more focused on the society issue.
Mm.
That's kind of really new comment for me because if I doing the craft base, sometimes I'm really far away with the society issue. But how to even do both is really long term question for me. And that's the thing is really happen how you surviving, are you surviving in the United States? Because it's really condensed so many race of the human living in the United States. So you never know which part will be a little bit authentic or is not allowed to say it. So that is the first challenge when I do what I'm doing, because you never know. You have something. That's the thing. Like sometimes you just come to United, you have the culture shock.
But I think like within the culture shock, so how do you see like contemporary like this kind of art in China? Like people ignore or like people don't want to be involved in like those kind of type of arts, or like that's not even a major in schools.
For me, the reason I still want to do I want to do the bounder to in get some traditional art from China and come and transport here to get
Mhm.
people can communicate. Because if you really kind of finding out to get it more detailedly, you can tell a lot of technique they're similar, even you are in the whole different country, but they will base the source in this plan, or such as uh, we have the stamp but we use the stone at China, but in Korea they use the metal because they don't have so many stone and the tree in there, but the technique is same. So this is a really funny thing when I find out. So even some of the the style from the eastern, they're exactly similar in the same kind of weather in the China. And I feel like this is a chance people can get communicate. But as you mentioned about what kind of art is happening in China, they have something cannot say. Like I feel in China they can say, and we have the category is, so Chinese art is didn't focus on reality, but they talking about the mood. That's the reason if you saw the Chinese soft pen brush painting, sometimes it feel like it's not reality, but you can feel what they're talking about. So that is a main focus on the like Chinese like own art style. But nowadays, based on internets happen, people getting really like globalizing. So some people want to push their self a little bit different. So they don't want to touch something traditional way. I think this is not only happening in China, it's more like most of the people who focus on the art, they want to do something thinking about is new, is different with the traditional because they want to get over it, get like just don't want to touch something. I don't want to do something traditional because like so many people is working on traditional. Why I need to be different.
So
That's
they want to
the
have like find their own voices within like.
yeah. But if that would be the case, that's the thing. I'm not sure in United States because United States mostly people is talking their itself most. But in
Mhm.
Chinese, like when I'm busy, I think it's a graduation or exhibition. Mostly statement like that long statement is more is over the artwork. So sometimes when I feel like so I'm come here for reading class like they need to something supporting like the information to like use the writing or talking to mention about yeah I'm doing this even because this so that's the reason. But I feel but this is only for me because my work is really focused on like people can touch can feel even you break it is fine
Mhm.
because that's the book supposed to be touchable.
Mhm.
So I don't need like I say something meaning. I can just make like this is my like experience. That's the reason I feel our work is really selfish because I cannot share my experience. Even I record all what I'm doing. Even I
Mhm.
say so detail what I'm doing, but people cannot 100% feel what in that moment really happened on inside of you.
Yeah.
So that's the reason if that would be the case, any kind of artwork for me is the I feel success about I solved the problem.
Mhm.
That's the reason I only give what I'm doing, what I kind of use the technique to go through this and why I start this project. But how you feel is the answer for the audience.
Mm. That's interesting though, because like I go to the museums very very often, and I don't ask myself those questions, but I think I'm gonna start asking
Yeah.
myself those questions because it's very interesting. Like like we go, there's so many arts, and we sometimes like I feel like here in in New York City, a lot of people are like passing by and then don't even like pay attention to the details. And I recently started like paying attention, like what is behind, like what was the thought behind, like what inspired that person to do that.
Yeah, like, but I don't ask people what is the inspiration. I ask
Mhm.
you like, how are you making that? I cannot do it. Can you share why you're doing that?
Yeah.
Because that's the reason something old stuff is really like it's really attracting on me because I feel we are so high technique nowadays, but they don't have that high technique. But they can make that so detailed. I cannot make it if I have so many high tech knowledge with me. So are they in the same hand with me? Like, am I
Mhm.
something wrong? What's going on with them?
Oh, I totally agree on that. But can you share like experience of collaborating or networking here in the United States, and how did that impact your work?
Like, I'm not sure about actually, but fine art people they are shy. Fine art people they are really shy. But when I get in the grad school, the first thing like we kind of just sitting around five people there, we kind of talking around. We need to sell ourselves. How to sell ourselves? But this sell is a good way to sell because like if you never show people what you do,
Mm,
people don't know about you. But
yeah.
this is talking about the connection. But it's not about working, it's about at least you need to speak out who you are. So after I dealing with some gallery, I asked those like director in the gallery, like, can I just getting to give my portfolio for you? Like sometimes I just scary because even sending the email, you don't know the response. They sometimes they
Yeah.
just don't respond to you.
Yeah.
Are you guys ready? So I really asked them. Like I say, so for the gallery, mostly even you just sending the portfolio, they will save it because they need to choose what's the next topic for what I show. And after they have the topic, they will thinking about what kind of like a portfolio they have and which artist matching the topic. Then gallery will contact you. So the suggestion for the those director is more like just send it. You never know. Just
Oh
send it out.
wow. So like, so how are you dealing with the time between, right? From with the fear of like rejection that might happen or might not happen. Like how are you dealing mentally within the state?
I
Those
think it's about a
periods.
mental challenge. It's
Mm,
feel like submit the resume, same as finding the job because you don't know about the answer. So like I do this way. It's more like I sending a lot. I don't see anything. I just forgot about it. So when one day they respond to me, oh, it's the gift. It's a gift for me.
yeah,
so
that's a amazing approach. Yeah.
so because like I feel who want to do the what kind of art always the most challenge is art and kind of it doesn't matter scene acting is so personal, so you never know about this director or this gallery what kind of thing they like. Even your friend like A people will like your work, I don't think B people will say like your work. So
Mm,
it's more like you need to have some confidence about at least I make something I like it. So who choose you, which means at least this person try to understand and they like it.
mm,
So that's the reason just making a nice portfolio and sending all there and then waiting, but in the same time you need to continue to do what you have to do. So that's the reason I kind of like to push myself into the busy.
mhm,
I love working in generally because working is the time I can meeting the new people out there. So more people come with you, you can talk about who you are and more challenge and more opportunity will happen. So any kind of opportunity or any kind of email who responds me, I feel is a gift. Somebody want to know who I am.
yeah, somebody like want to learn about you, but
Yeah.
I was always because like in acting world, like we send like self tapes and we
Mm.
also never hear back. And you like
Yeah.
if you hear back, it's like, whoa, wow, what we doing now? I got this email. So if you get this kind of email, like someone wants to work with you, are you getting like overreacted in a sense, or like how you dealing emotionally with that kind of like rush of interest?
I feel because I in the same time I'm the art directing in the photography, so I have the baseline for myself. Doesn't matter how much I getting paid or how often those directing gallery like me. I
Mm-hmm.
need to 100% guarantee every single time what I'm give to them is the perfect work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of so a lot of people around me they are doing the business. I kind of learn a little bit trick from them. So it doesn't matter how your person it is. At the end, it's about your work. So your work need to be really quality, high quality, like unique. So it doesn't matter. People will thinking about you after they cannot find the person who is right because they remember what your work is. That's the
Yeah.
reason I want to guarantee every single time if I work or if I it have the exhibition, some work I need to show up or like the photographer job wise, I want to every single work is in the high quality. So at least they know if they want something high quality, I'm the person matching. So they will ask me to. So that's the most important. I think it doesn't matter. At least you are the creative base of the person. You need to guarantee your work. It's not how you talk. At the end, it's about the work.
Yeah, it's like you putting your name underneath under your work. So
Mm.
like whenever you put out there, that's good. People have this like thought and idea of you, what kind of
Yeah.
work you're delivering to them. And I think like we can go further into the rejection part.
Mm.
How do you like? I don't know, your friends, or you like, what is your like support system? Do you like one of those times of rejection, like you're leaning towards, talking with friends, or you like putting yourself in the work more? Like, how what is it your like safe space in those times of rejection?
I think is working hard and have some time just playing hard. I think
Mm,
this is a really old sentence from my father. My dad always mentioned about, don't worry, just working hard. If you want to rest, just that whole week do nothing, just resting.
mm,
And I after I go through that kind of feeling wise, I feel I kind of agree. That's the reason I kind of condense what I'm doing. For me, making work is the mental treatment. I
mm,
don't know, it's kind of a little bit weird when I doing the art or when I working, I feel I'm really focusing. So when I focusing, I don't thinking so many like something like else in my brain. They just like focus, I want to do this. Oh, this is pretty. I want to make this happen. But after I have so many time just resting over 2 weeks, I start feel like, why I'm so bad? I didn't do anything. I'm so lazy. So that's the reason. Like for me, at least I have some time to rest my body physically,
mm,
and I can back to what I want to do it. I can tell I'm the person getting the energy from the people around me. So that's the reason when I stay by myself at home, little tiny room, like I didn't create anything right now. I'm bad. I will start like judging myself. And for
oh,
me, it's more like I know I will doing that. So if that will be the case, at least my body is, you know, you need to have the healthy body and you can work. So at least I'm healthy. So I can thinking about like go outside, just random people I can talk with that around like 10 minutes. Because like for me the most important and helping myself is other people's want to talk with you, which means they at least they share the experience from their view, and you never see the view from their eyes. But based on this 10 minutes they share with you, you get 10-minute experience from their maybe like 10 year. So that is really important and really something you cannot buy.
yeah. Well, it's beautiful what you just said. I think like, we cannot buy time, and we
Mm-hmm.
cannot buy experiences and like memories whatsoever. We cannot buy those things, and I think it's very important to collect those, because like you never know when you're getting inspired by, right? You don't
And
know like what
yeah,
is
I
it your
totally agree.
next piece gonna be inspired by. So I think that's very important what you just said.
And as you know, you guys is actor, is acting the feeling, but feeling need to be your own experience. So you need to feel how is that feeling is. You can use your acting to express what kind of feeling, and people can feel it. So
Yeah.
I think any kind of art is really open yourself to show like what you're thinking. And this process for who is creating, honestly, is not healthy process, because we kind of become naked. It's not physical making, it's more like inside of our heart just be open,
Yeah.
and they will have some people don't understand you, and they honestly that is kind of attacking. But we need to, that's how we live, because we create, we share the feeling, and that's the reason every single person share the experience. I feel I just kind of live in the different way, so I have the new experience.
Yeah, but you just mentioned like, people you meet around people, and like how do you take negativity, like judgment of your work? Because like some people, like the same in acting, some people like, oh, it's a waste of time. You're not making any money on it. You're not making any profit. So are you dealing with those kind of like judgment, like people don't understand you in a way, but they will make this like kind of assumption that okay, you don't make money, so why you keep doing this?
Yeah, like I think who in our view will dealing this question every single day, because like for them is not valuable.
Mm,
Why you doing that? Like, can you survive? It's always around this kind of question. But I think first though, compare with those people challenge you, we have we are so powerful. because we understand right now we kind of use so many time to doing something maybe for the society wise we cannot get a lot of paycheck, but
Yeah.
we're still doing it. At least we doing something you are free to choose. So that's the first thing I feel, we are strong. At least we do something we really want to do it. Because honestly, right now, based on so many pressure for the living, people choosing what kind of live at the first, then thinking about do I have the extra time to do something I want to do.
Mm,
So that's the reason sometimes people ask me, so why you doing that? Is can be sellable, like how much it is, like factory can replace you. But for me it's more like if that were the case, why you are not the one doing it?
mm,
You can be replaced, but my work and how I do it, if people know about my work and they like my work, I cannot be replaced because only I can do this stuff. And forever after we choose to become the creator, we need to dealing with life and we in the same time we create. So we do double. It's better
yeah, we
than
have
you.
double lives. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So I for me it's more like, yep, as you say, it's not value. But in the same
Yeah,
time I can leave, I'm making value. Better than you.
yeah, yeah. I don't think it's like better. I think like if people have more understanding about like appreciate other people's work, I think we'll be living in a
Yeah.
way better world than we are now.
Because like who like I use better mostly is some of the people really judgeable about your work is not valuable.
Hmm.
Who understand you, they want to know, hey, why you doing that, what's the inspiration, and oh, I want to know about history about that. But definitely, some people they only see like you do something not valuable, and that kind of people they are the one thinking about. I feel for me, for my personally, I feel they're kind of boring for me because only thing can talk with them is about, so how much you make, what kind of job you have it, so what you eat, do you go to something. That's the only topic I can talk with them. But most people try to understand you, they kind of share their experience. They share the story. And
Yeah.
for me, it's more like, they want to share the story with me. That's amazing.
But I have a question here because I'm from Poland and like in Poland like we have those like you have to be a lawyer, you have to be a doctor. How is it in
Mhm.
China when you're like taking like those artistic paths? How the society will view you, like your neighbors, your family? Are they accepting that, or what's the how's in your case?
Honestly, I think not only in Asian,
Mm,
Not in the China, it's more like in Asian. This our Asian culture, they need to be physical successful. So which is living, you're born, you have a nice grade, and you get in a nice college, and sometimes you need a master degree and you have a nice job, you get a nice relationship, you get married, you get kids. So anything is step by step.
mhm,
So for who do the creative, sometimes I the good thing is right now I think 10 year, this 10 year is getting better. A lot of such as Shanghai, Beijing, they're really supporting for the new artists. But definitely in the old history wise, based on we are poor in that time based on the war is happening. So people have no time to thinking about the art. I think this is a really common in every kind of country history. Because in that time, the first thing people will thinking about how I can survive.
yeah.
It's not about how this art will going on. So it's about we need to understand right now. Finally, human, more like the Asian people or Chinese people, we have time to thinking about that. And I saw this is a good starting. Even will be hard, even like a new artist, they need to split a lot of time to talk with people what they're doing. But people start try to know, oh, we still have something about just enjoy the life in this moment. And that is show right now the time period is already passing about we need to surviving. So I think it's a positive like it's the it will be the times like 10 year, 20 year, I don't know, but we at least starting point. So at least it's not zero anymore. It's at least it's 1 or 10. Even I think compared for the other country, which is American, they have the art educate, but
Yeah.
at China we just start have the art
Oh
education.
wow.
That's the reason people will thinking about, so why you doing art? Because for most of the common who around the parent, like around like 75 year, those range, they thinking about you doing art, so you join that kind of stereotype. So I think still need the time, but right now at least people will doing it.
Yeah.
That's a really huge difference.
So I think it's only one last question I have to
Mhm.
you. In this season of your life, when you're right now, what inspires you?
Summer, summer the season. I'm not really summer person. I original like living when I was childhood is living in the Guangzhou, China, and that area is really south area, and we don't have snow, so we don't have winter.
Oh
Yeah, for all like the whole year, 365 day, we are kind of hot. We are hot and wet. So, and we have the rainy day. So
wow.
right now it's a rainy day. My mom told me already rainy over month. The clothes
Like
cannot dry. I
non-stop.
need a, yeah, whole
Wow.
month. Every day have something that's rainy.
Oh wow.
So for me, the summer when I want to thinking about what kind of inspiration me, summer in here, people visit the beach, visit the ocean.
Hmm.
I'm teaching the culture art, so my student, which is around like sixth grade, like the 10, 11, those cute children. I mentioned, how about the summer vacation for you guys? Because last week we just finished the graduation, and they said, I go to have the sand, ocean, the home vacation. I said, that's new for me. Summertime, I stay at home because outside is really like it's rainy, and I need to wash. I have to take shower if I go out every single time when I come back home.
Yeah.
So for me right now become combined. For my summer inspiration right now become, yeah, for me maybe I can making the sand, but it's raining sand. For me I cannot imagine it about, I put myself summertime like hot in the July, and I lay down on around the oceans, like working there, have some swimming outside. If I doing that, I will be burned.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I have the work. I have the work in the future is kind of related because I'm doing the book art. I want to making the like not, I can't say it's easy to understand, it's clothing. I want to making the dress, but they use the traditional binding, and then the scene I want to do, how they display is
Hmm.
in the summertime display. The reason is like only in some place they have the four season, and that's the reason they have the dry kind of condensed for the hydration weather. Because in my hometown, which is where I live, the paper getting wet in this season, even you do nothing. So I feel so happy when I stay, such as I'm living in Philly right now. My book didn't have fungi. That's something amazing. So that's the reason when I plan this kind of like project, I thinking about, yeah, I need to show the paper, but need to have the water in there, which means maybe the ocean will be the nice place. Because for me, I work with the paper, which is the source. They carry the light up. Paper, water, can they go together? Maybe not because they will be wet. But in here, they can be together. For me, it's a new experience, and that's the reason when you're talking about the summer, first thing for me is more like at least summer is not rainy.
That's amazing. Anyway, thank you for finding time to have our conversations, and I'm super like so grateful to meet you. And good luck with your any projects, and like keep me posted about your projects, and maybe we'll see each other soon.
Yeah, definitely. Like for me, It's so fun to share the experience as a foreigner who
Hmm.
live in the arts experience in the United States. And that's the reason, like, the funny thing, I find this channel is amazing. I saw all different view from the artist's life. Like
Hmm.
that's the reason I will be the nice listener in the future. And definitely if something happen, I will to share either.
All right. Thank you.
You could. Thank you too.
Thank you for listening. It means the world to me. But I need you to ask you a quick favor. Can you please click and subscribe? And see you in the next one.